Right guys, we're back playing Dayz. Now I can't do much of a video today because the server I'm on is running so painfully slow. Normally, because I record using fraps will drop your frame rate by around 10-15 frames per second. But ordinarily I have this set up, in other words my computer can run, or should be able to run, this scene that we're looking at now 70-80 frames per second. With fraps running, that will drop to maybe 40, but the server is the other thing, is like the elephant in the room of why sometimes the game runs very, very slowly. Because with fraps running right now, I'm getting 19 to 20 frames per second. It is really, really slow. There are a couple of things about this why it could be. The server is very busy today. There are a lot of people on. Some of these people have quite high pings. I mean, that ping's great, it's nice and close, but that's only getting high. But I noticed a couple of people, most of the people here have got good pings, but I noticed a couple of people have really high pings. Most of these people are okay. One thing I noticed about all these Dayz players, something that they don't do that sort of armor players do, and that's, if you look at, this is me, information. This is part of the game. The game patches, my clan tags in there, clan information, email address. Obviously my ping information's there, but my name is there, my email address is there, my IM, all this information is here. Now if you're an armor player, you'll have this set up. Dayz players only just turned up, don't have this information set up. Gordon Bennett, the frame rate's gone down to 14 frames per second now. So yeah, this information is all here. I love this. Win 7. In other words, the person hasn't set up their account properly. This is like their default. It's like some of them you see turn up, they've got admin. They're using real names. How weird is that? But yeah, Win 7. Great name in game. Haven't set that one up properly, have you? I suppose I can't be too mean on the people who are new to armor, just because they want to play Dayz. But let's just let you know. On some occasions, with some of your player titles, your clan tag, or whatever image you want, will appear as a patch on your arm. I don't think it does with this particular one. Let's get rid of this. Go to external view. No, there's no patch on the arm on this player model. On the military player models, that would appear as a patch on the arm. If you get into a vehicle, that patch appears on the side of the vehicle. So that's quite a nice little feature you can have there. I'll have to check that to see whether or not that's something that will appear on the male player models, because these player models, these come from PAF, which is the Private Military Company expansion, where we get these sort of semi-military figures. But anyway, yeah, I can't show you much in the way of a video today because the server, basically, I think the server needs to do a restart. Decent server admins have their servers auto restart a couple of times a day. It helps clean things up, just like restarting your computer. There's one little trick you can do. If you're running your settings a little high, or if you notice the performance degrades over time, if you hold the Shift button on the left hand side and the minus button on the numpad on the right hand side, and then type the word flush, you get a flush. The screen goes black. What's happening is your video memory is being flushed out. Takes a few seconds receiving, comes back, bingo. I gained a few frames per second. It's still so that the issue, the performance issue we're having right now is server-based, not my computer, because my computer can run this at a very high frame rate. This is a server problem, partly down to the number of people on board, partly because probably find the server needs restarting. So that's an end to the little bit of a bit of video today. I'm sorry I won't be able to give you a better one until either more people leave the server or they restart it. Or I play on a different one. I could play on a different one, I suppose. Wouldn't have my tent, wouldn't have my gear. I'm going to go play on a different server. I better make sure I'm set properly. Painkillers, Actually, thinking about it, I think I've used my morphine up. I did, didn't I? I used my morphine yesterday. Do I have any morphine? I've got blood, antibiotics. I have an EpiPen. I don't have morphine. There's a little task for me. Nice long walk down to Electro. It's about 7 clicks to get into the hospital to get a morphine pen. Where else are the morphine pens? Oh, I know where you're going to find a morphine pen. It's also on the south coast. There's a cliff near Cherno. At the top of the cliff, you'll find a couple of broken down ATVs, all-terrain vehicles, little quad bikes. But you'll also find medical equipment scattered around up there. So Starsite's safer than going into Electro, and it's a little closer than Electro. Let's have a little look on the map. Oh, I hit the map button and nothing happened. There we go, map button. Down we go. Bum, 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 bum. Where's the cliff? Or is it? No, it's over here. This cliff here, very high cliff face. And you can see all the concentric lines on the thing. At the top of here, so it's half between Cherno and Electro, you'll find at least one ATV that needs repair, but you also find scattered around some medical equipment. So, yeah. By the way, these markings on the map, anyone can put them down, but they're shared on the server. So if I write something, if I double-click and write something on the map, everybody else can read it, who has a map, that is, on this particular server. So people have been writing little notes to themselves. Gay, bullet, yeah, thank you very much. But these little things can be read by anyone who's playing on the server, who has a map, that is. No one's up there. Oh, look, someone's written something up here. And look at this. Someone's been busy writing lots of bits and bobs on the map. Barracks, heli. Makes you wonder sometimes what's there. Castle. But yeah, places of interest. This mountaintop. This mountaintop you'll find a couple of ATVs, and I have always found scattered around medical supplies. Things like EpiPens and morphine pens. So, interesting place to go and see. There's that one there. But if not, the best place for these things is the hospital in Electro, which is just there. Just there you will find blood and other medical supplies. It's a long way off, but it's a guaranteed hit. You will definitely find in that hospital, in the middle of Electro, blood, antibiotics occasionally, EpiPens, and morphine injections. You need the morphine injection if you get a broken leg. If you get attacked and get a broken leg, you need it. But my problem is, from here to here, and let's actually show you, if I put a tag here, come out of the map, can you see that number in the middle of the screen? Put it over something black. 8961. And with an M, that's how many meters it is to that hospital. It's best part of 9 clicks. And of course, it will take as long to walk or run 9 clicks in the game as it will in the real world. Not sure if I want to run that far. Just to get an EpiPen. Where are we? The other place is here. Top of the hill. .19, best part of 7,000 meters, which is 7 kilometers, just over 7 kilometers. Also, quite a long run. You know, you could probably actually do that whole thing with just like one water refill and one can of food. If you avoided places, and you think about it, I've got a pistol full of ammunition, so I could run there, but the thing is, I'm not going to do it on a server where I'm only getting 17 frames per second, because that's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. If you're going to get killed by zombies, it's going to be on a server which is running slowly, because you can't respond. If it's running under 30 frames per second, zombies are going to kill you because they have sort of like the edge. So anyway, I shall leave it there, gentlemen. Sorry there wasn't much in the way of action, just me talking and showing you stuff, but there you go. Time for me to go and find a morphine pen, but I'm going to do it on a server that's a lot quieter. Might show you some bits and bobs from that. Talk to you later, boys. Bye-bye.